I have been sketching for 365 days, and this is how it all went. It's honestly unbelievable that I was able to actually do 365 sketches, and it's been a wild ride ever since then. And I just want to speak of this is how much really meant to me to have this consistency because of when I was young, I was really struggling with it, especially with something that I've talked about in some of my art before, how I've struggled with getting healthier. Like before, when I was a teenager, I was really addicted to smoking cigarettes, chain smoking, to the point that that really consumed me until I was 22. And then by January 1st of 2022, I decided to change my life and stop doing it. And because of that consistency that I got from that, even though it was a struggle, I was able to overcome all those challenges. Went through a whole lot of things in life, but I still decided to continue and not do such a vice. And instead, especially with all those things, all those changes in my life, I needed something to be consistent, something constant. And the first thing that I thought of was why not learn how to sketch every day? I had this idea of sketching a lot, but not necessarily every day. But when I saw PewDiePie did it, I was like, maybe I could. Maybe I could do something every day. I'll just start small, just get a sketch pad, which is this one, and then just sketch. Like not necessarily overthinking things. And just give myself 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then just draw something. So it is obvious that the output in here in my first 50 sketches weren't as good as things progressed, but it is something that I really learned a lot of in terms of myself and my skills. Because to put it into context, I never really had any talent growing up. Everything that I can do now is a matter of dedication and consistency and hard work effort. I never really had the courage to draw a lot when I was young, especially when we had our drafting class too. I was one of those people who really struggled how to draw. It's because of my limited skills, and I never really had the knack of it. Like I didn't get anything good with this one, with this particular hand of mine. I never really had anything with it. But when I was in college, when I was 18, I had a, I think I was 19 by that time, but I had a crush on someone who was really good at drawing, and to the point that I was like, I want to somewhat learn how to draw so I could impress this person. But it turns out I was losing aura day by day by posting those horrendous drawings on my IG feed. Like it took me a while to get her to follow me, but me posting those horrendous drawings actually probably turned her off more than. But what I'm trying to say is just because of one person, I decided to learn how to draw, and then even if I don't like her, like or she's no longer my happy crush at that time, I still continued drawing as a part of it all. And to put it into context, the reason why I decided to still continue is because when I was probably around 16 or 17, I really wanted to create a magazine for my poetry, but I do not have the knack of sketching. So I've been talking to a couple of my classmates back then, like, yo, you want to collab, why not you draw something and then I write something about it? And they always said yes, but it's noticeable that I was too passionate and I was too focused on art instead of studying. While they were really studying, I was like writing poems, and all that kind of stuff. So I understand why it was a struggle to connect with people in terms of that. So because of it, I still had this idea of wanting to learn how to draw so that I could somewhat illustrate my poetry. So I decided to learn how to draw continuously even after that, just so I could put some images for my poems. So I had my first idea or somewhat output for a magazine back in 2019 for Melancholia. The drawings are also horrendous, but they were a good step for me to learn how to really draw by 2020. During the pandemic, I started digital art, something that I did also as a fundraiser for my dad who was at the hospital at that time for like a month or two. So I really learned how to draw, not just on paper, but also digitally. But I really lost like my minimal skills in drawing. I lost it all when I started just doing digital art for work, which was sucking the life out of you when you're just doing it out for work. So when I decided to leave my work as a teacher after 5 years, beautiful 5 years, and just have some time for myself and recalibrate things, I decided to think of things that I could do every single day to somewhat have a work-life balance. So when I was working as a call center agent, I started last year, August 22nd. So this was a week before, basically August 15th, where I actually started sketching. It was my way to somewhat give myself an outlet to relax and just do some things instead of just focused on work. So I was able to do that. And the craziest thing about this journey is I started this way a week before I started my contact center career, which lasted for 7 months. And then while in this 365 sketching journey, I also lost that job, quit that job, stayed for a month, waited for the results of the graduate college entrance exam in LaSalle. I got that acceptance, waited for the scholarship results, got that, and now as of today, I am 2 days removed since the end of the first term that I've had, which is third term for the school year. So it's kind of crazy to put into perspective how this journey of sketching has been my outlet and a part of my everyday life for a year. And it has accompanied me through different lengths of my life. Like imagine like starting from this image of Wendy in day one to improving it to this by day 200, which is I'm really proud of. And I'm still limited with my skills, and I still hold on dearly with one of my friends in work at work that told me back then that for you to learn how to create what you really want to create, you really need to learn the fundamentals. So I studied the fundamentals in the way that I wanted to, like those things that I really wanted to learn. I don't want to learn everything about how to technically draw because I think that will limit me with my skills because I'm not or aiming to be a master illustrator. That's not the point that I'm doing. I'm doing some projects that needs ideas for drawing. So being able to draw was one of the things that I'm really proud of and thankful for that I listened to my friend. It took me a while to it. He said, before you break the rules, you have to know the rules. So I decided to just work on it as basic as it may be. So for hundreds of days, I started learning how to sketch, studying actual people because back then all that I can draw was animated characters. So me being able to draw Red Velvet is really something that really helped me a lot with this particular journey. Like all these sketches. And I really thank my friends who had been supportive of me when I had ideas, especially last time wherein I was like, can I draw you guys? And I can even write poems for you guys. And they really said yes to it. And that's something that you really appreciate. And that's what I think has been the greatest thing about this 365 journey in sketching because of all my friends and family and loved ones who've been supportive of me, no matter how handful they are. I can count them in my fingers. And that's not the negative thing about it. Like the matter of fact that I have those people with me for years now, not just in sketching but also in poetry, that made me continue with these things. It's really, really great. And what made me actually happiest within this 365 journey, I may not have the luxury of having this over the top numbers, but those numbers that I get, especially those comments, they mean a lot to me more than anything because they give me more drive to continue. And I, the thing about this is because I really want to talk about it is that with this 365 journey, the challenge was to put something out there, be open to criticism, be open to being ignored, being open to being ridiculed, but at the same time, fighting that fear, you get to learn with it. And I've had some comments before, but I never really took it to heart like it's a negative thing about me because I know for a fact that I'm doing this not to really impress others, but to connect. There's a difference between those two. And I'm still learning with art and I'm just getting by. And I think I'm getting better with not just with the sketches that I've been doing, but at the same time with how I handle things. Like social media is not a real thing. What's real is what you do with it. So I'm not making those comments real, especially those that are just negative. But those that are actually constructive, I really appreciate those because those comments really help me with trying to learn more things. Like I know my shading sucks. I'm still looking for a better sketch pad because this is not for sketching, it's for actually mathematics, I think, especially with the style of these grids and for journaling. But I'm still limited with my shading skills, but at the same time, it gives me more options to experiment. And that's what I really like how I want to try the shading here to emphasize something. And it's because of these comments, these experiences, those likes that I get, no matter how handful they are. Just imagine this getting like 10 likes for that. That means 10 strangers liked your post. That's amazing. And knowing that those people are from different places too, you get to connect with them, they get to appreciate what you do. That means more than just focusing on the negative things in life. So I decided not to. And with these sketches that I've done, I've been really, really happy about them because of how much I can now draw those things that I once just dreamed of. Like especially the last one that I did, the last two that I did, I really really love how they went. But one of my favorite sketches would probably be this one. This is my boy Shinji. My Shinji drawing is probably one of my favorites because I had to use colored pencils for this one. But anyway, it's two since I made videos for from day one to day 300, so might as well go revisit day 301 until day 365. Start this, but with the wind rises. So with the sketches that I've been doing, I've been focusing more on the anime side of things or animated films, and this is one of my favorite sketches. I really like how this one went, even though this one could have used some more improvement, but I'm just maximizing this for the ideas that I'm working on. This one too, I think I butchered how so bad and Sophie here. I feel bad for this one actually, but I was just trying to get by with this with this sketch for 302. I'm sorry. This one I actually really like this one. It's a different vibe in terms of the poster, but I really liked how I managed to really create Mononoke here. With how Princess Mononoke went here. Even the wolf, I didn't know that I would be able to actually sketch it properly because I struggle with sketching animals, but this one really turned out well. I really like this drawing too. This one I intended not to use darker pencils because of how the art style with the Tale of Princess Kaguya was. And I really like these drawings too. So it's really simple, nothing complicated with it. And this one is actually okay too. I had problems with her eyes here. This is one of my favorite animated films. Only yesterday, so I think this one went well, except for the how do you call that? The proper form for the eyes. I think that's the only problem here. As for this one, Grave of the Fireflies, I really like this drawing, but it was a struggle to draw this. I don't like rewatching the film or reliving the film, so sketching this was also difficult. But I think the overall style of it fit also with how the anime was or the animated film went, because that's how difficult it was. But it was a really good film. This one, I just want to go with this particular sketch as if it's really like the film because the film gives off this comical vibe as if it's those things that you read in the newspaper. So I really like My Neighbor Yamada's and the song at the end, whatever will be, will be. So I decided to do it this way. So I really like how instead of just doing it the same art style or image as the others, I decided to do something different here. So that's the end of this particular sketchbook, and it's followed by this one. This is Kiki. And I really like this drawing too. Kiki's Delivery Service. Really fun film. Yeah, there's nothing. It's actually a good drawing, I think. The cat though, it's too dark because I don't really know how to draw that cat. This is also Porco Rosso. Really nice drawing too. It's weird because if you listen to some of the videos that I made before when I was like critiquing the old drawings, I was really critical. But these things are good. This the shading maybe yeah, that's questionable, but this is really good. This is from when Marnie was there, and I actually like this part of the drawing. This one is okay, but this one is much better. I really like the vibe that I went here. So I have no negative comments again. Why am I so full of myself this time? Oh, this one's too bad. Oh God, I hated the Tales of Earthsea. It was a work to finish that film. I feel bad for Goro, but this was a difficult film to finish. It wasn't really good. So the sketch also didn't go well. That's why once I digitalize this one, I will try to improve here. I didn't really like the film, so it was a struggle to really put the emotions here in this drawing. While for this one, it was a fever dream of a film, Pompoko. Like imagine you're high as hell and you watch this film, but it's a really good message too, with these animals just trying to live by, just trying to get by, and you know, the environment being killed off. It's a really good film. So, and I like the idea of the film too. It's really, really political and environmentalist, but at the same time goofy. They managed to balance that. They are very likable here. This is one of the coolest films that I've watched so far this year. This is The Red Turtle. It's a silent film in a sense, and I really like how the colors were used in the film also. It's a Ghibli production, but in a different vibe of it because the directors are from different countries. But this is pretty cool. The director is. That's what I'm trying to say. But this is a really cool film. The sketch here is also a bit sketchy, but it's more about the idea that I want to present and to write about here instead of the sketch overall. So this is just an passable sketch, I guess. Oh, this one I really like. This is Nausicaa from the Valley of the Wind. I really like this drawing in particular. I think I did well here, especially with the giant insect. I think it went well. It's pretty cool. I really like this drawing a lot. This one is from Castle in the Sky. I really like this film too, but I much technically the first Ghibli film would be this one, Castle in the Sky, instead of Nausicaa. But this is a really cool film also. The drawing is okay. I think with the face here, I tried. You can see the shades here that I was. It's one of the things that I've been doing. I don't like erasing things, so I just let them be as if they were shades or shadows. I really like this drawing also. This one is Boy and the Hero. I was exhausted when I drew this, obviously, but you'll know that I'm exhausted when I don't draw like the grids. Because I was just really sketching this freehand, but I really like how this one went. I was thinking having this tattooed on me, the Wada Wadas, but I don't know yet. The here and here, but this is an okay drawing too. I've done much better here, but that's why I just looked for different scenes in the movie that I haven't drawn yet. So I think it's okay. This one is no longer a Ghibli film because I decided to finish all the Ghibli films, and the last one that I watched was The Boy and the Heron. So this is from Flavors of Youth. I really liked how this one went. This is the part wherein I started really going with the panel-like sketches, like because it's three short films, so I decided to go with this way. So I like how this one went. I did this drawing before and I couldn't finish it, but this time around I was even able to do it in a manner that's too small that it's understandable compared to how I did it like years ago, where I really had a big sketch pad just for this particular shot, but I wasn't able to finish it. So you can see the difference. Now this one I really liked. This is Redline, and Redline is one of my favorite animated films or films of all time, and I really like how this one went. Maybe I could have improved with the nose and the lips here, but this is just pretty cool. I really like this drawing a lot. I really like this kind of vibe of of shading, like just the black and the colors. This one is from Doraemon, Stand By Me. This is an okay drawing, it's a chill one. Even see look at the circle, it's not perfect. I'm not good with curves yet. I'm not good with curves yet. Similarly with this one, this is also from Stand By Me Doraemon Part 2. I messed up Shizuka's eyes. I feel so bad for Shizuka. But this is what it is what it is. It is really okay. There's nothing. Oh, this one's bad. This one's bad. I got hate comments for this one, and it's bad though. I was really tired, and I do not know how to draw them properly. Like, I feel bad for them. The K-pop Demon Hunters is fun though. This is not how it's done, bro. This is not. This is not how you do it. It's really bad. This one is okay. I've done this particular sketch multiple times. Like, this is the third time probably. Like, every year or every 2 or 3 years I draw this part, but this one is much better compared to the others. And I really like this sketch especially. I never thought that I'll be able to do this without the grids and just doing it freehand. So I really like how this one in particular went. Hotaru Vinomori is actually the first animated film that I watched back in 2018 that really got me back into anime and drawing. This one's really cool. This is Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop. I really love this drawing. No comments. This is just really good for me. I really like this one because I really got the art style here of the director, so it's fine here. This is one is another freehand. This is Voices from a Distant Star. So it's just an okay drawing because I just freehand this thing. It's a 20-minute short film, so I really had no time to extend in terms of sketching, but it's just okay. This one I really like. This is from a place from it's from our early days. It's one of my favorite Makoto Shinkai films. I was struggling to draw them before when I started sketching back in 2018. So being able to do this particular shots now is really fun because I wasn't able to do this before. So similarly, this one it was a struggle because I didn't really like the film. Also, sometimes the feeling that I get when I'm sketching, if I don't like the film, it's a struggle to do it better. It's not an excuse. It's just that it really lacks the urgency to for me to really sketch it. This is from Children Who Chase Lost Voices, and this one I really like. I took one of my favorite scenes of all time in film and music in terms of how they were integrated from Weathering with You. I really like this shot and how they used the song Grand Escape to really hit the mark with this scene. So this is one of my favorite drawings too. Same time I practice again the panel like thing. So this is also I really like this drawing too. This is from Suzume, and I have no comments because I really like the cat here. The daijin. I really like the daijin here, and of course the chair. The hardest part of that I drew. It took me a while to finish these kind of style. Even this one too. I really like how this one went. Even though I could have improved these versions, I think it's because I drew these particular versions of Taki and Mitsuha for a long time now that I know my way out of it. But with these particular shots when they were young, it was difficult for me. So this is from Your Name, but it's an okay. These two are okay, but these two things I think I did great here. Yeah, I think the shading was noticeable here, which was actually one of the comments that I got, which I really appreciated because it was really an advice on how to do this thing. Now, this one I really like. It's simple. This is from The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, and nothing's complicated about it. It's just one of my favorite sketches and one of my favorite films too. Really cool. This one, I decided to join up the characters. This is from Summer Wars. And if you saw like how this one looked like in the original sketch, it was really horrible, but I think I managed to save it. I really like how this one went here. This one is pretty cool too. So I really like this drawing. It's not complicated, it's just an okay thing, I think. I have no comments for it. It's really okay. Oh, this one I really like. I think I did well here because one of my favorite Mamoru Hosoda films is Wolf Children, probably his most emotional film. So I really put like all the styles that I can put here to somewhat evoke the emotions that you get with that film in particular. So I really love how this one went. At the same time, this is from The Boy and the Beast. I was struggling to find which particular scenes I would like to sketch, so I stuck up with this one. Didn't go well. This one is a cap out. I admit that. This particular sketch day was a cap out. I could have done better here, but I was struggling because the film is just okay. This one is from Mirai. I didn't know that I was gonna be able to do this because of I have to admit I have difficulties in sketching when they're not like uh, either side view or front view. So this was a struggle for me, but I really like how this one went. I think I managed to draw the poster for Mirai well, so I'm okay with that. For Belle, I feel bad for Belle. This is like the third time that I butchered her face. The thing about this drawing is it's just okay. It's because of how I butchered the balance in her on her face, like especially with the eyes. It's just a passable drawing, but I could have done better. I can save this once I do it digitally, but I think I could have done better here. This one is really it's not like necessarily a cap out, but this is one of my favorite shots in A Night is Short Walk On Girl. So I think this drawing is a testament to it. I like this drawing a lot. This one is from Ride Your Wave. I really like how this one went also. I combined using because they're underwater in this scene, so I had to maximize that to somewhat draw the illusion like which particular parts should be properly outlined and which ones aren't. So I really like how this one went. Similarly, even though I didn't like the film, I think the sketch for Lou Over the Wall was okay, or is okay. There's nothing I can say about it. It's okay. I don't like the film either, so it's just okay. It's passable. Inuo, this is the only drawing here I think that I use ball pen with. I really like how this one went. The style here was really difficult because it's too detailed, so I decided to just choose which ones I really want to outline. So that's how Inua went here. And this is from Metropolis. I really like how this one went. So I think with terms of Metropolis, this sketch in particular is really, really cool. This one is from one of my favorite films, which is In This Corner of the World. So I think the sketch here was is actually good, I think. And I really like the film so much. I watched the second version of it, which is like 30 or 40 minutes longer. So I like how this one went. And at the same time, this is from a silent voice. This one, I could be honest here, I had problems with the sketches, especially with the faces here, like with the forehead and so on. But I think I could save this digitally. But the all vibe of it is much better when I first drew this. No, it's much better compared to the first time that I drew it, which was really, really horrible. But in the sense of it all, this is also Penguin Highway. It's an okay drawing. There's too much penguins in the cover, and it's too much for me to draw. And I didn't really like love the film. It's just okay, but the penguins are really cool. And the theme song, which is "Goodbye, Good Night" by Hikaru Utada, actually is the reason why this one is saved. This one is from Miss Hokusai. I'm still bad with colors. I have to admit that the colors here are horrible. Well, as for the next one, this is from I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. The sketch is simple, nothing complicated because, you know, it's just that part of the poster, but I really love this film. The sketch is basically a carbon copy of the poster, so nothing much about it. It's really okay. This one I really like too. It's simple, but it somewhat gives out the art style of the 80s and the 90s with Roger Z. So I really like this one. It's just that the pencil that I'm using for shading is not really working well until now. Because it's the paper, it's not matching, but I really like how this one went too. Next is Ray. This is my first time drawing Ray, and I really like how this one went also. I think when least expected things just go well. So this thing I really liked also. I have no comments for this one. I also really like this particular sketch for one of the covers for End of Evangelion. So this is Asuka, Shinji, and an image of if I'm not mistaken, is it like the big version of Rei? Like what's the name of Shinji's mother? I forgot. But this one is one of my favorite sketches because before I tried to do it, didn't really look like anything, but this one looked much better. But this particular sketch I think would have been much better if it's done with color. But overall, I'm okay with this sketch. This one too, I think it's okay. This is Eva 1 and Shinji. So I really like how this one went. It just took me a while because the reference image that I did for this one was a bit complicated in terms of the brightness, so I didn't know which one should be the darkest of all. So the shading was the problem here. This one, pretty basic Shinji sketch, so it is what it is. Similarly, this is Asuka, nothing complicated also, just her minding her own business. Really enjoyed rewatching the Rebuild series and to get to the part wherein you get to be introduced with these characters once again. So I really like how Asuka here is really colorful in terms of the character. Similarly, they introduce a new character, which is Mari, and I was trying to look for like another version of this, like other images of her, but nothing really shows up. So I just had to stick with this one. But I think this one went well. Not too much, just good enough. But this is actually my favorite Evangelion sketch so far. One of my favorite songs ever is One Last Kiss by Hikaru Utada, which was the title track for the last film, Twice Upon a Time. And this particular cover art for it was one of the best things I've ever seen. And I really wanted to do justice with it. So, with my limited skills in colored pencils, it actually helped because it felt like you're sketching something, but instead of using pencils, you're using regular pencils, you're using colored ones instead. And I really liked how this one ended up. After the Evangelion series, I decided to watch more animated films in a different genre. This one is from Anthem of the Heart. Funny enough, this one got the most likes in terms of the sketches I've done so far, even though this wasn't my best. I really struggled with the faces in here. It's not that balanced, but I think the characters in here together they look better if they were just seen individually. I could have done better for this one, to be honest. This one, I really like this drawing. This is from Hal. Is it Hal? Yeah, it's Hal. It's just a simple short film, and I decided not to outline it once again. I prefer this version. There's some cases wherein I prefer versions like this instead of heavying on the shading and the outlines. This one is just an okay drawing from Steamboy from an okay film. The film is really empty, to be honest. There's no urgency. It's not like Akira in terms of how good the film is, but it's still an enjoyable watch. So the sketch is also an embodiment of how I feel with the film. That's like what I've been saying. This one is from um Ghost in the Shell. I really enjoyed the film this time around because I didn't really see the magic of the film when I first watched it. So rewatching for the second time, I really got to appreciate it better. This one would have been better if it's digitalized because I still suck with blending with color pencils and so on. But I think the overall image is much better compared to my previous drawing, especially with the eyes here. This one I really like this drawing. It's from Tekon Kinkret, and it's one of those animated films that I've been longing to watch for a long time. So finally being able to watch it, I was really happy. And at the same time, you can see it with the image. It's simple, but somewhat got to give it expressions. They're not like plain out images with no feelings. I think you can see how goofy this film is, but at the same time with heart. And at the same time, this is actually really cool. I really think I did good in this one. I know the shading is horrendous, but the style here, I think it bodes well to the film. This is from. Wait, I'm mixing things up. I don't know the title for this one. Is this from It's not Vampire Hunter. No, no, no. Slayer or something. Oh god, I forgot already. But it's um one of the quintessential anime from the 90s and 80s, and I really enjoyed it. It was a bit uncomfortable to be honest, but some of the scenes here are probably outdated. But with the way the visuals were for particular scenes, especially this one, it's really cool. So I really liked how this one went. This one is a cop out maybe, but it's a simple animate. The animated film is basically like Daft Punk's 1 hour album with animation in it and simple story. This is from Interstellar 5555. So this is Stella. Really cool one. I really enjoyed watching it. This probably if I have a dream I would like to make an animated film wherein it's just basically my music. It's one of my goals. So that's why I really feel like it's a important experience for me to have. This one is a pretty chill one. This is from Fatima Inverted. I think this drawing went well. I had a difficulty sketching this because it's backwards and I'm not used to doing that. But I think it's okay. Not much here. Not much. But this one is actually much better compared to the previous one. This is from a short film, Harmony, from the same director who also directed Pale Cocoon. So I decided to watch two short films, but opted to sketch this one instead. I think this drawing is okay. The eyes, as usual, not really that balanced in terms of the perspective you're trying to get in here, but it did its job. This is from Colorful, one of my favorite animated films and films of all time. Simple, not much, but I still messed up the mouth as usual. But it's one of my favorite films, and I really enjoyed sketching this. I'm gonna work on something with this one. This one I really like actually. This is from Millennium Actress, one of my favorite films. Like the last four films that I watched, from Colorful, Millennium Actress, and so on, are some of my favorite films. And this is like one of my favorite sketches too. I really enjoyed sketching this while watching Millennium Actress. This one I really like because I finally got to somewhat make sense of my limitations since I'm not really good with facial figures. So watching Perfect Blue and looking at this particular poster that they had, wherein it's the mirrors, broken mirrors, and then reflections of her, I really enjoyed sketching this. No matter how difficult it was to remain with the consistency of these things, I really enjoyed it. So I think this is one of my best works. And lastly, Paprika and Atsuko. Like that particular scene is like the idea of metamorphosis of finally getting out of there. This is one of my favorite sketches. I think it's simple and the shading may have limited it, but at the same time, with its limitations, you can fully distinguish the skin and the cocoon in itself. So I really enjoyed sketching how Paprika's shell was taken out to make way for Atsuko here. And it's one of my favorite sketches. And it's the last one too for this 365-year journey. Oh, 365 year one. In all honesty, that was really something that I couldn't help but be happy about, especially being able to create something like this. And at the same time, I wanted to somewhat make sense of it. And the reason why I've been sketching animated characters for a long time is because these are the characters, most of them that I drew are characters that really gave me creative ideas as to where I would like to go artistically and with the poems that I've been writing as if I'm one of the characters. They've they're all treading lightly now, so the journey for those 365 days was filled with different projects, different ideas coming to fruition thanks to learning every single day and failing every single day. And I think that's an important skill that I learned from this one. I was now not only was I vulnerable, but at the same time, I allowed myself to be criticized, to be seen, to be neglected, and use that not to be a detriment, but a way for me to stay motivated and keep pushing. So imagine how a simple idea a year ago becoming something like this. And it may have not been something that was filled with outrageous fanfare. That shouldn't be the point of art. Art will make sense of things. That's what I believe in. Like, once you put it out there, that's no longer yours. That's a part of you, but that's for people to now see, to appreciate, and to live with. And with all the art that I've been living for the past 365 days, not all of them were good as they should be. Because if you're already good, then what's the point of doing it? Then you realize you were never really good in the first place. So it's an insane journey to have, dedicating 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes every day just for a sketch. And some of them not going the way you wanted. And you'll get frustrated, but I learned how much I would be happy if I could just draw. And because of that idea, I stopped worrying about everything else. I stopped worrying about what people may think. I just started thinking, huh, I messed up that drawing. I'll do better tomorrow. So that kind of mindset really helped me with this one. So as we close the first year, because I will be doing this until I die, I promise that. I won't stop sketching now. It's now a part of my life. And I know I'll get busy and busier as the next few days go by. But this is something that really saved me. And maybe you have an art idea that you've been longing to do for a long time. Go ahead and do so. Do not hesitate to take that risk to do art. Because at the end of the day, all we do, it's all for art. That's me. That's 365 sketches in 365 days. I sketch more actually, not just those 365, but those are just some of them that I've sketched, and I couldn't help but be proud of them. So yeah, I'll see you on the next 100. So we'll still do it the same way, but it's basically going to be year two. So I was thinking about 366, day 366, but yeah, year two would sound better. It's like Batman year one, Batman year two. I should be saying goodbye now. Peace out, bye bye. Respect.